Hi guys, this is Dee again, and I have got one more video today for my favorite people of the day, and that is our new nurses. So this is fresh on my mind today, so I'm getting it all out. So for the new nurses and the ones just starting, I have got 3 ways for you to not lose your license because you can. And you think in school like it's really hard, you got to be sleeping with your patients or stealing drugs or doing something to lose your license. No, you can lose your license, and it's a lot easier than that. So first way is don't do anything you're not comfortable with. So there's a phrase out there, and it's called nurses eat their young. And it's mean, it's unfair, but in some cases it's kind of true. Older nurses are sometimes a little harder on the fresher, newer nurses, and they'll say, go do this, go do that, or do that. And sometimes charge nurses can get like that. They're super busy, they're responsible for the whole floor. God only knows they've got enough stress to deal with. But charge nurses will tell you to do something. And it's scary, but you got to be able to turn around and say, you know what, I'm not comfortable doing that, and I can't, so what can we do here? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, oh, okay, I'll find somebody else. But you got to have the guts to say it in the first place. And if you don't, come up with a suggestion. Say, is it okay with you if I find another nurse and find a partner to do it with me? And they're going to be like, yep, great idea, good, go, see you later. They just want it done. So that's one way to deal with it. But never do a skill that you're not comfortable yet with, because that's how accidents happen, because you're scared and you're not comfortable. Make sure you have someone else with you the first time you're doing stuff, and you know, someone with experience. Make sure you've had opportunities to watch someone else doing it. Really make sure you're comfortable before you do things. So that's the first way not to lose your license. Second way not to lose your license is do not take verbal orders. So there are rare cases where you will take verbal orders. If you happen to be working in an emergency room and you're in trauma recess and there's a trauma going on, a doctor will stand at the foot of the bed and she'll just call out orders. And there's going to be a nurse, and that could be you because you're the new nurse, that's just going to chart orders. They just chart everything that's going on, the whole thing, they chart it. But that doctor isn't writing anything down. That doctor's just shooting out orders, and the nurses are doing them as fast as he's saying them. So, and then it's the nurse's job to write them down. So there's that scenario where there is going to be verbal orders. There's other scenarios where certain care facilities or care environments where, like, if a patient's condition changed significantly, it was middle of the night, a senior nurse may call a doctor at home and say, this has changed, what should I do? And for the most part, there's doctors on call for that it doesn't happen. They'll have a fax machine and they'll fax you in a prescription. But sometimes they'll give you that order first and fax it in 5 minutes later. Don't be the one, when you're the new nurse, to take the verbal order and go and do it before you get your fax. Let a senior nurse do that, at least for a while. Because if there happens to be an error, you are really an easy target, and you don't have a long history of safe, competent nursing practice behind you to defend yourself to the college. You don't have a lot of witnesses of your professional practice to say that you do practice with best practice guidelines and that you are aware of them and that you do know the rules and you practice safely. You don't have any of that. So let a senior nurse be the one to do that. Don't let that be you, not right away. And the third way is to literally just not lose your license. So I'm going to tell you a quick story here. So I'm a single mom of 2 kids, and money gets tight, and I'm a nurse and I'm working my butt off, and money's tight, and things always come up with the kids. Stuff comes up when you have the least amount of money. So what do? I push the less critical things aside to pay for the more critical things at the time. So I did that with my nursing license. I pushed the less critical nursing license off. Of course, it wasn't due for a few months. It had a few months to go. I pushed it off until I forgot about it. And then one night I'm sitting, I think it was like 11 o'clock at night, and ping, I get an email. And it's the College of Nurses, and it says, oh yes, you have forgotten to pay your license. As of this date, you're no longer a nurse. And the date was passed. So now I had already represented myself as a nurse because I didn't know my license was suspended. And it's like, you are no longer allowed to represent yourself as a nurse. You are not allowed to call yourself a nurse. You're not a nurse. Like, it's a terrible email to get. So my agency, God bless them, they didn't get rid of me. They could have fired me for that easily. But I did lose my license. I had it suspended for, it was suspended until I paid it. But this was the deal. I paid it within an hour of getting that email. As soon as I noticed, I grabbed my credit card, ran for the phone, or the computer, and I paid my nursing license. So it was paid within the hour. It took them 3 months to do the administrative work to get me my license back. I had to pay for a fine as well because I had represented myself as a nurse unknowingly when I didn't know my license was suspended. And 3 months, man, for them to be able to take my money, reinstate my license, and me be able to legally go back to practicing nursing and to be able to call myself a nurse and go back to work. So luckily my agency didn't fire me. I don't know what they called it, suspension or just a leave of absence, but it was unpaid and it was close to 3 months, I'm pretty sure. It was a long time, and it was all because I put off paying that damn license. So don't let that ever happen to you. Don't get comfortable. Just pay your license when the warning comes up and it says, you know, you can now pay early and you'll get a discount or whatever. Like, pay your license, pay it right away, and it's out of the way. You never have to worry about it again. Don't let what happened to me happen to you, because it's so ridiculous and it's so unnecessary. Anyways, that is all, and I swear to God, that'll be it for today. No more new nursing tips, but I might come up with more, but I'll save them for another day. I think everyone's heard enough for today. But try to remember those 3 ways not to lose your license, because at the end of the day, especially with regards to the medical errors with the drugs and taking verbal orders, if there's a mistake in a medication, the CNO is coming after you. They don't care what the doctor said or what the doctor didn't say, whether he's right or wrong. They're coming after your license. And it's going to be you that's going to suffer, because they're coming hard for you. And when they do, it's scary. So just don't let it happen. All right, guys, that is all. And on that happy note, have a lovely evening. And I will see you guys again soon.